Welcome to episode 11 of Open Process. Hey Serge, what you been up to lately?
Hello, Tim. I've been up to a lot recently, especially in robotics and a lot of competitions leading up to Worlds, including states and some local competitions. So, yeah, I'll just talk about wins, losses, and awards. What about you?
Nice, nice. Yeah, about me. Well, I've started going to a new school, and it's also a bigger change for me because it's going from public to my first ever private school.
Oh,
So that's interesting. And as part of that, this school actually has a robotics team, and
oh,
VEX Robotics, the games that you're doing. So
yeah.
yeah, related. Well, speaking of
Well,
VEX, what's been up with your competitions?
well, since last time we had a thing, I don't know, since the last time we talked about robotics, but since then, there obviously has been a lot of progression in terms of building, coding, and the different competitions we do in that. I don't remember if I mentioned, but there's this thing called signature events where we go to like a different state or like different place, like by plane as a group of people, as like a trip to go to this competition. That's if you win it, you qualify for Worlds instead of winning states. So we've gone to two this year. I think one I talked about before, and then there's a new one. This time we went to Utah,
Mm.
so a different place than the other one, which was in Colorado, I believe. And well, in this one we did quite a bit better than the previous one. We got to the quarterfinals in our division, which is a pretty big step up from what we did last time, because there's two divisions in this one, and we had very good teams from all around the world. From like China, I think one team was there, and other ones, and we knew a couple of them. Tried pairing with them. There was a lot of drama, obviously, because pairing is in VEX is like a thing. So then after that, we obviously from those games we learned a lot about different strategies that different teams use. So we went to upgrading our bot. We've had like the same bot the whole year,
Mm.
just throughout the year we upgrade it based on what we see and what we learn. So we had another competition after that, which was right before states. It was a local competition, and we were like very locked in on this one. So we were focused on code, everything, basically everything. And the results were we won the competition. We also
Nice.
won skills, which is like just either it's scoring as many points as you can with your robot, with code and with driver input. And we won that, and then we won a third award called Excellence, which those three we call it a triple crown.
Right.
Like I don't know if you know the game Clash Royale, but like if you
Mhm.
beat
Right.
someone, you win three crowns.
Right.
That's where that saying came from. But we triple crowned that competition, beat everyone. We paired with one of our like we paired with a very good team, and then that qualified us for states, like officially. Like before we were qualified, but it was like an iffy qualification. It was
Right.
like we were doing
Right.
good in skills, we were doing second places, but okay, you guys are qualified, but it's not like a for sure. So it wasn't for sure, but this one was like 100% you're in.
Right.
So
Right.
and like yeah, thank you. And then again throughout that comp, we learned more in terms of code, in terms of just robot. And came States was like an hour away from our school area, so we all had to drive there. It was at a different school, and it was very difficult because this like the States we were doing very well throughout the competition. We lost maybe two out of eight matches in total, and that placed us fourth in like for picking.
Right.
And when we were picking, the first team was called B over U. I think I've actually talked about them before here. They're like a private team of two kids who are just very smart, and they like basically I would say the best in South Florida at the
Two?
moment. And no, not us, a different team.
Two people.
Yeah, two people. It's a private team, so their parents basically fund everything. And
Okay.
they just two people. Yes, a coder and a driver. That's literally it.
And they both
And
go?
so they were first place, right?
Right.
Our sister team was third place, and we were fourth place. And then there was another team that was second place. So literally the top four places, right? I don't, after first, second, third, and fourth, all wanted to pair with B over U because they were the first in picking. So throughout the whole competition, when we realized that B over U was going to be first, everyone was talking about pairing with them. Everyone was talking to them like, we're better than this team. Look at our code. Like there is a lot of
Right.
debate in this. So they were trying to pick the best option. And then obviously we were trying to get picked. I mean, we've known them, I think, better than the other two teams. We've done like scrimmages with them. Like we went to each other's houses to test our bots and do like literal competitions. And they ended up picking us. It was a very
Nice.
intense moment.
Right.
They like stood in front of the three options and then ended up picking us. So that was a great like moment because that was the highest chance we would get in winning. And then came eliminations, which we had actually all our teams there. So it was like our all sister teams and our the team that was in third place paired with another great team, right? So they also had a good chance. But one of our, I want to say worse, well, it was like a not so good sister team. Like they were basically all the kids were new in that team this year. So they got lucky and they were very low on like the placement grid. So they paired with someone. So that was very lucky. And an
Mm.
elimination match, they went against our third place sister team, right?
Right.
So everyone's watching this match
Right.
and they're like, okay, third place is obviously going to win because they're better. They have a better teammate, and the other team has like not so good teammate, and they're also not so good. So everyone's watching this match, and in the middle of the match, our better sister team's alliance gets stuck. So it becomes
Mm.
a 2v1,
Right.
and everyone's like, no way, right? There's no shot that they're about to lose. And they end up losing by quite a bit of points, and everyone in the crowd and like all of us as like teams were just like hands on our heads, like wide open mouths, like oh my God, they just lost in the first round of eliminations, like round of 16. So that was insane. So like they had a lower chance of qualifying for Worlds, but they ended up still qualifying because of their skill score and other factors.
Okay. Well,
So I
that's good.
mean, they didn't completely lose out, but it was very unlucky.
Mm.
And for us, we were, since we had basically the best team in South Florida, we were winning all of our matches. We came close in some because of some mistakes. And
Mm.
then in our final, for states and for like signature events, there's three matches. So you have to win two out of three like best out of three. Like, yeah, best out of three. So first match goes, and it's a pretty even match the whole game. So it's like when you're looking at the field, you don't know who's winning because
Right.
it's always changing. There's always points, blocks moving around. And
Mm.
at the end, our alliance, or B over U, collects like 10 blocks, pushes them into a long goal, gets the control zone, and wins us the first final. So everyone's like excited because that was a crazy clutch. And
Right.
then comes the second final, which is a lot one-sided, which is toward us, and we end up winning.
Mm.
So we won a tournament, we triple crowned a tournament before states, and we won states. So
Right.
100% qualified for Worlds. That's like the big news.
That's right. I was wondering because so you're saying it seems like if you win states, then you get to go to Worlds. How many US teams go to Worlds? Is it one per each state or
Quite a bit because, well, it's since it's alliances,
it's two teams per state? Okay,
I
because
think so, yeah. It depends if I don't know if every state has like a state, but
right,
if they do, then it's two teams per state.
because that's quite different to what we have here in New Zealand. Since we're
Yeah.
a much smaller country, because
Mhm.
like 300 million versus like five,
Yeah.
pretty
Hmm.
big difference.
Yeah.
We have our nationals, and like two teams from nationals go to Worlds. So two teams
Oh,
from the
okay. So
entirety of
do you guys have states? Oh, wait, no, you don't have states.
we don't have states. We have
So you have
we have like
nationals is the replacement for like our states, and then
kind of, yeah, yeah. And then like
okay.
to qualify for states nationals, you usually need to win a good couple matches within your city or area. Because we have
Okay. Yeah.
regions, so like our team would have to do considerably well in the Auckland region, which is kind of the most competitive region because we have the most teams packed
Oh,
into one space. So
yeah.
it's kind of a challenge, but
Hmm.
interesting. Okay. That's kind of
But
a
yeah,
lot of
so
teams coming from the US.
hmm and then there's obviously other countries like China and all that, the crazy teams, yeah. So as a conclusion, we won states, we qualified for Worlds. There was obviously some team drama because BOVU ended up picking us instead of the other team, and like all of that. We got like some banners, we got the awards, and our builder was thinking about rebuilding our bot. So like the first time throughout the year, making a whole new bot to prepare for Worlds. And we ended up debating on it, just looking at our current bot and how it's a pretty
Right.
good shape and pretty good state, and looking at the like ex or prediction of a good bot and the metas and stuff with the new bot. And we ended up staying with our current bot. We added an extra wing, which is used for descoring in the goals.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
he's planning on adding some other extra stuff to prevent other teams from scoring. So
Right.
we're still in the works of changing the bot, but our codes are like all perfectly fine. We have all
Right.
the codes that are needed, so we're pretty much prepared. We're just doing some scrimmages here and there to practice more.
Great.
And yeah, that's pretty much all my updates for robotics.
All right then. I guess I'll get it.
What about you? How's your VEX going?
Yeah, so we haven't done much since it's quite a young team. Actually, it's interesting because essentially, apparently, this team was only formed last year, but last year they didn't compete. It was more of a have fun building with the Vex kit. So next year, maybe we can be competitive, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And essentially, from the seven people that participated in it last year, only two wanted to actually compete this year. And then I've joined, so we've got a team of three. That's not bad. That's like,
Yeah.
like we you could do a team of two, but a team of three is a good balance. We could have someone who's mo does most of the driving, and then we could
Hmm.
balance the rest of the building among the other two. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's not as many as I expected because there were so many people who did it last year, but apparently
Yeah.
they're all.
I can't imagine looking at
Yeah.
seven and then coming in and seeing only two.
Yeah, because apparently they're so afraid of competing, but they don't actually. Everyone in the school except the principal, by the way, since this is a super small school, there's only 40 of us. The principal is
Oh.
my physics teacher. He's
Oh.
everyone's physics teacher. There's
Oh,
one
okay.
teacher per subject, so it's a bit weird, but it's interesting. It means I can know all of the teachers much better.
Quite
And
well.
yeah, yeah, it's great, honestly. So, as part of that, essentially, he's our main funder. So he's the one who's got us our first kit, and that's what we have. The hydraulics don't have tubing, which is means
Oh.
we can't use them yet.
Yeah, that's an important part.
We didn't quite have enough gears to make a single gear train, so I got us a pack of gears. So we have more gears
Okay.
now, which is good. Essentially, our goal is to do well, and actually, the goal that Mr. Wilkinson, our principal, has set for us is build at least a competition-worthy robot for your first scrimmage. I'll get you more materials. If you can prove you're
Okay.
actually
So that's
dedicated to making a robot.
okay. I mean, that's a great goal to
Yeah.
be like
Yeah,
pushed
yeah.
towards. Yeah.
So since none of us have ever actually built a robot in this and competed, it's gonna be a first for us. And I mean, I'm ready. They seem to be ready. So
Okay.
essentially, we're just
What are the how are the roles split up? Are you the coder or someone else the coder?
I am the main builder, then Cameron is our coder, and Liam is our driver. Liam is our driver with no questioning whatsoever. He is 100% our driver because
Okay.
outside of school, he earns extra money from e-racing. So
Oh.
he's our driver.
Oh.
No, no
If he's earning money from driving other,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
Essentially, basically, I was curious how do you earn money from racing a digital car? Apparently, you earn money by a lot of the same way most racing teams earn a lot of money in the real world, which is people like pay to put their advertisement on your e-racing car if you're expected to do well. Because a lot of people watch the e-races online because it's cheaper and easier than watching physical races and going to them. So since he's good enough of a driver, people will pay to put their advertisements on his car.
No way. I
It's
never
interesting.
heard of this.
Yeah, so
Because like I'm thinking like if you want to watch physical races, just like I know it's expensive to go to the race, but you could
right.
always watch online. And then watching e-races,
Yeah,
yeah.
apparently it's even cheaper, so you know.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, makes sense, yeah.
So
So that,
that's he's definitely a driver, no questions asked.
I had one question though.
Yes.
In terms of coding, what language are you using?
Good question. I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be more up to Cameron since he's going to be actually writing the code.
Because I
I'm
know
yeah.
usually teams, like when we try to pair with teams or we have in qualifications, we have random teams, we try to talk to them about their code. Some people use block coding, some people use C++, and usually like beginner teams or like lower end teams use block coding. So I was just asking because I was
Yeah,
wondering.
I think you'll probably use C++, but I'm not sure because our school, Wentworth
Mhm.
Computer Science College, obviously we're big on computer science.
Yes.
And Cameron is he's basically top in his computer science and therefore his coding. So for his year,
Mhm.
he's a year 12. So is Liam. I'm the only year 11. I think that's grade 10, I think.
Okay.
A grade
Okay.
10
Yeah.
and then they're grade 11. I think. I never remember the American grades. But
Hmm.
that's that. He's our coder. He's probably more capable than me and Liam. Liam's kind of a second backup because he's also reasonably good at coding and still better than me. So I'm definitely not going to be the coder. I'm learning,
Okay.
but I'm nowhere near the expertise that they have and the practice they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes sense. And but I'm definitely more familiar with the actual competition than actually anyone, even our mentor, the computer science teacher. I went to the nationals because the nationals happened recently in New Zealand. We got to see
Hmm.
that. Try to guess how many teams from all of New Zealand, small country, reminder, went to nationals.
10.
I'll gladly prove you wrong with a good 40 teams.
Okay.
It was not bad, It's actually
When you
about
said small country, I was like, it's gonna be lower than us. Because yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's not the people who qualify for Worlds. The people who qualify for
Yeah.
Worlds are two alliances, four teams.
Yeah, I know. That's what
So,
happened. Well, I mean, that's not really like a for sure thing because the thing is what VEX does is they obviously have like the for sure qualifications,
right.
right? Like if someone wins nationals, for example, for you, they qualify.
Yeah,
But if, for example, if they placed also first in skill, they
right. Yeah,
basically
there are.
double qualify. So they're only taking one qualification. So then they're looking at second place and then messaging them that they qualified.
Right.
So it's like they need to fill out a certain amount of spaces per country, per
Hmm.
region, per everything to qualify for Worlds, so they have an all even around play field.
Yeah, right. That's a
So
good
it's not
point.
only four
Yeah.
teams, it could be more, but it's also depending on how well they do.
Yeah, it's 100% four teams, possibly
Yes.
more. Yeah,
Hmm.
right. But okay, yeah. Obviously, still the goal is going to be to, win. All right. So that's what's going on in terms of just in
Hmm.
school, just to update you a bit on what's there. Like I said, private school, change for me. And we're not following the NZ curriculum because the NZ curriculum, NZEA, is currently changing and it's a mess. But this school, they're using a different curriculum. They're on the Cambridge curriculum, which the main grades are like the best grade you can get is an A star, kind of equivalent to an A plus, and then there's A,
Okay.
B, C, D.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, after D, then it goes to E, and then it's a U. They've got a different ending.
Whoa.
U for unsatisfactory, which feels
Well,
a
because
little
for us it's really just D and an F, and then
yeah,
that's it. That's the
yeah.
lowest it goes.
I think yeah, U is like
Oh, that's interesting.
below
Yeah.
40% and it's like worse than a fail. Like
Hmm.
unsatisfactory, you don't meet any requirements here.
So do
And
you, so like in terms of classes, since you have only 40 kids and you have one teacher per subject, do
yeah.
you guys still have like 7 or 8 periods? Because like for me,
Yeah,
I have
we do.
obviously the five main classes, then I have lunch, and then I have two electives.
Right. We have 6 periods and a lunch and a short break before lunch, but before, well, in the day. And essentially, we have a 10-day week where we have effectively two different kinds of week you can have, two different week schedules you have. And then whatever day it is, if it's a Monday, it's either a day one or a day six, right?
Okay.
So that's how it works. And we have 6 periods, all 55 minutes plus 5 minutes, depending on if the teacher wants to keep you in, or if they know you have maths next and we need to send you up to Dr. Ansbacher. He's got a doctorate in maths,
Mhm.
who is really stringent on his schedule and he does not want students late. So people get sent up to him
So
immediately.
it's very different from what I have,
Yeah.
basically.
And it's different from what I had before.
Hmm.
There was like, let's see, 7 teachers in the whole school?
Hmm.
Like
That's crazy.
tiny. The thing
And then
is,
your
technically,
principal is a teacher as well.
yeah, he's the physics teacher, and he's also, in most cases, the default reliever if someone's away. So
Okay.
it's interesting. The thing about that is, we're not technically a full school. We're a satellite campus of a bigger school up in
Oh,
a small town above Auckland,
oh,
north
so it's
north of
like an
Auckland.
extension of a bigger school
Yes,
that's
and which is
farther
why
away from
it's
you.
yes. So that's Wentworth. We are Wentworth Computer Science. We're a
Oh, so you're like in the full computer science section of
Yeah,
like,
we're bigger in the sciences and in the computer sciences. Like we don't
okay.
have because nobody chose it. We don't have a history slash global. global perspectives class. We don't have it
Oh, well, for
because
us it's like mandatory, so
yeah,
until 12th grade, so it's like
yes. Well, actually, yeah, at my grade is the point at which people don't have to, and no one old in my year or older has chosen it, so we don't have it up to there.
yeah.
Then there's some things that are optional, obviously, like English and maths. And then out of, well, compared to my previous school, I didn't have computer science. Here we have a dedicated subject, computer science. And also you could take ICT, which is all about your interaction with computers as a user. So it's not as much coding computers as it is knowing how to use them in a very advanced way.
Mhm.
That's that.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
you're basically also on the same track as me with like computer science, robotics. I know you've talked about taking those online courses that
yeah,
the
yeah,
other things, and then you have now a mandatory class and or not mandatory, but a class in your school.
yeah, true. So, yeah, we're on similar tracks now. I've got the sciences, I've got my
Mhm.
physics, one of the sciences, I've got
Yeah.
maths and English, and then computer science. So it's good. It's
Well,
good.
yeah.
I like
Yeah. I mean, for you, you would have to obviously learn quite a bit for VEX to compete
true.
next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you need any help in terms
Oh,
of
of
from
course.
every one of your people, you can ask me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a lot more experience. My team has a lot more experience, so I could connect you with them. And well, yeah, I'm going to Worlds. You good luck with your new school, new robotics.
Thing.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, see ya.
See you in the next episode.